Hello friends, my name is Maya Sophia and welcome to my channel. It's a new year and it's a new year of reading and I cannot wait to be putting out content and talking to you all about all the bookish things that I'm going to be doing this year. So I do want to give an update. I hope to be uploading a video every Monday on this channel, so please look out for it. Please like and subscribe and comment and let me know what content you'd like to see. So in 2022, I had a reading goal of reading 70 books and I completed that goal, and I want to share thoughts about how my reading went and some disappointments and my favorite books ever of my reading year. Let's get this party started. I think 2022 was a slow reading year. I feel like I did a lot of rereading and I found a lot of disappointments and a few DNFs that I think that I did. But I also feel like this past year was really important for me to reflect on what content I'm consuming and what books I actually want to go through with and read. So I feel excited coming into 2023 that I'm going to be much more picky about what books I want to spend my time on and whether or not and being better about DNFing books, because I think that is important as an HSP to just, if a book is triggering or not feeling good, then just DNF it. I also think because of being a mood reader that I went through a lot of periods of time this last year where I wasn't reading a lot, and then I would, read a bunch, and that's usually how it is. The times that I wasn't reading a lot, they were interesting. Like, I didn't really want to read a lot at the end of the year, which kind of didn't work well with the TBR that I had told you all about. You can find that video, I'll link it up below, the TBR for the rest of the year. And so yeah, so question, did I complete the 10 books in that TBR? No. So don't be surprised. I mean, this is like one of the first times I've really committed to here's my TBR, here's the last 10 books that I want to read in the year. And I am proud of myself because I think it was good for me to kind of have a clear idea of what I'd like to read. But on the other hand, there were a lot of books that I was kind of maybe, and because of my mood, I didn't end up reading them, but I did read some of them for 2022, and some of them are just going to be put on the TBR for 2023. I really feel like I had a lot of disappointments. So I was able to narrow it down to 3 disappointments. And these are the top disappointments. I could talk about more, but let's talk about the top 3. So the first 2 are actually from the same author, unfortunately, and that is Marissa Meyer, which, as you can see, I have a beautiful, homage to the Lunar Chronicles, and I absolutely love the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, but I don't know what it is, but I don't know if Marissa Meyer's other books really work for me. All right, so the first one is Heartless by Marissa Meyer, and this one was such a disappointment, but also warning for all HSPs out here, was a very unsafe book and I should not have read it. And I'm very frustrated with myself that I did not see what was coming and make sure I didn't read it, because that was an unsafe book. I did finish it. I should have DNF'd it, but yeah, that was not a great read at all. So this story follows the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland and her backstory and why she ends up being the Queen of Hearts. And So I should have known that this was going to be a really hard story to read, and I was going to, we were going to learn about these devastating events that this person had to go through in order to be the evil person that she is today. But I think I was like thinking that it was maybe more of a retelling and a story that, I guess the Queen of Hearts ends up being good. I don't know. So it was just majorly triggering and very intense, and the mood was very dark. I think the mood does play a role. If this is like a fun book that is happy and still deals with some hard topics, I'm probably going to be better off. So anyway, this was a bad mistake, should have known, and it was a disappointment in, me choosing to read it. But I also think that if you're interested in stuff like that, and if you're able to read things like that without being harmed, then it actually probably was an okay book. And I know so many people really love it. So I'm not sure that it was a total, fail in Marissa Meyer kind of writing. It just wasn't for me. All right. The next book is also by Marissa Meyer, and that is Instant Karma. And this was such a disappointment. And I have many thoughts on why it just did not work for me. So Instant Karma is about this girl who one day discovers that she has the power to give instant karma to people around her. And it's been a while since I've read this, so that is why the synopsis is so small. But I think what was so disappointing about this is, like, this is Marissa Meyer's contemporary. So of course the Marissa Meyer books that I fell in love with were the Lunar Chronicles, which are fairy tale and sci-fi books. And so this was contemporary, and I love YA contemporary. And so I really thought that this one would be good, but it was not. And I think there is like this main character, and as she meets the romantic partner and learns about her powers, etc. I think she's supposed to maybe be a unlikable character, and I don't know yet if I actually like reading about unlikable characters, but she was so jerky and annoying to me and like mean to animals, and it was just not fun for me to read. Like, I did not connect with the main character, and I was not able to find other pieces in the story that I was able to enjoy, and so I really did not like this book. The final disappointment of 2022 is the last book that I read for 2022, and that is Always Never Yours, and I had it on my TBR for the last 10 books I wanted to read for 2022, and this is by Emily Wilberly and Austin Sigmund Broca. This story follows Megan, who loves to direct plays, and she's directed for many years now at her high school, and she needs an acting requirement to get into the school that she wants to go to, even though she's never acted and she doesn't really like acting. But she ends up getting Juliet, the main character in the Romeo and Juliet play that her high school is putting on. So along with that, she kind of says that she has a curse where every boy she dates ends up, after dumping her, finding their true love. And so it's her search for, finding her true love and figuring out what that kind of curse means for her. So this is another example of a character that I just was not able to really relate to. And I don't know exactly why I didn't enjoy it. I think the reason why I was really having high hopes for this was the Shakespeare element, because I do really enjoy Shakespeare, and I have enjoyed Shakespeare in the past. But I wonder if I have like a different appreciation for Shakespeare now, and it's much more like an interest in the kind of language and being able to decode the language, not necessarily knowing all the quotes and loving all the Shakespeare references. And I think also I have a connection to the acting part. And I think I was also excited because, you know, she's a director and I enjoy directing plays as well. And that is something that I'm interested in. So yeah, definitely a disappointment. And, you know, I think people have suggested other books by these two authors. So I might still try some of their other books, but I just was not able to really appreciate this character or this book. The first book that I want to talk about for the best books that I read in 2022 is Tokyo Ever After by Ikemo Jean. This book I think I've already talked about, and I'm going to talk about in a book haul that I have, but because now I finally have a copy of this beautiful book. This book is about Izzy, who finds out that her father is the crown prince of Japan and she is a princess. And I love this book so much. I smiled the whole time reading it, and I think it will be one of my forever favorite books. It is sweet and fun while also exploring concepts around being confident and living in two different worlds, which I can understand as a biracial person. So yeah, this was definitely one of the best books that I read this past year. And I also read the second one and also enjoyed it. So I'm excited to, in this next year, read other books by this author because I absolutely love the way that she writes books. So yeah, highly recommend. The second book that was on my list of favorites of 2022 is Kate in Waiting, which I did talk about on my Instagram, and I can't talk about it enough. I love this book. This book is by Becky Albertelli, and I already knew that Becky Albertelli was an amazing writer, and I love all of her books. And I think this one actually is my favorite so far by her. And I got this beautiful copy that I will have to show you all at a later date, but love Kate in Waiting. So this one, I'm actually gonna read the back of it because I just love the way that it is phrased. So BFFs, Kate Garfield and Anderson Walker are not codependent. Carpooling to and from theater rehearsals, environmentally sound and efficient. Consulting each other on every single life decision, basic good judgment. Pining for the same guys from afar, shared crushes are more fun anyway. But when Kate and Andy's latest long-distance crush shows up at their school, everything goes off script. Matt Olson is talented and sweet, and Kate likes him. She really likes him. The only problem, so does Anderson. Turns out communal crushes aren't so fun when real feelings are involved. This one might even bring the curtains down on Kate and Anderson's friendship. So good, highly recommend. And I read this one twice last year, and I am sure I will be reading it again. The last book on my best books of 2022 is Bayou Magic by Jewel Parker Rhodes. This book was one of the last books that I read of 2022, and it was on my TBR for the end of the year. And I just really enjoyed this book and found the writing really like poetic and comforting and rhythmic, and wish I had read it as a kid. So this book follows the main character who goes to visit her grandmother in the Bayou and discovers a mermaid. And it kind of explores environmental injustice and is really beautiful, and really highly recommend this book. Well, that is it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what are some of the books that you enjoyed or were disappointments in 2022. I'd love to hear from you. Please share my videos and look out for the videos that I will be posting every Monday. In the meantime, keep resting, resisting, and finding joy. Goodbye for now.